Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maya. If you've never been here before, I post book videos, travel content, vlogs, all the things, and today we are going to be doing my September TBR for Becca's Bookoplathon. So if you don't know what Becca's Bookoplathon is, it's a yearly month-long readathon with also a yearly 48-hour readathon in another month that uses Becca from Becca and the Books' TBR game called Bookopoly. And essentially every month she plays a Bookopoly, made like Monopoly, game to determine what she's going to read. And so for the readathon, she makes a board for us all to play with, and we roll and choose our books based on the prompts. So you can either roll all at once or roll as you go, and I decided to roll all at once. I will leave all the other information down below for this readathon, but some important things to know. Normally, of course, on this channel, I choose 6 books a month, but I love playing this game and I wanted to do 8 rolls to give myself a little bit more options of what I could read for the month. And then I accidentally did 9 because I lost count. So we're gonna have 9 rolls today, and then the goal will be to complete 6. We'll see what happens. The other thing is that usually there are chance and community shelf cards that have your own prompts and your own books of choice on there. So when you land on a square, you choose one of those cards, but I didn't feel like making them. So what I actually decided to do is keep the cards that I have already completed from my TBR game, which you can watch in the eye above for previous months, and use those as the cards so that we could still enjoy the game a little bit this month. And so if we roll one of those, you will see that we use that. So here's the board. In terms of books I need to get done this month, I am part of 3 book clubs, and I currently only know 1 for sure, possibly the second, we haven't decided yet, of what the books for September are going to be. So on the off chance that I do decide I want to read the books that are chosen for book club, I may slot them into the prompts instead of the books that we already have here today, but I don't know what they are, and I don't have time to wait for them to decide what they're going to be before I film this video. So the only book that I know for sure I need to get on my TBR is Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Melinda Lowe, which was on my June TBR. You can see that I have started it, but I literally made it like 2 or 3 chapters in. This is the pick for Violet's book club, which is a local book club of mine that I'm in. No, I don't run it, but I'm in it. So this is the pick for that. And then there was discussion of possibly reading Love on the Brain, which is Allie Hazelwood's new novel for the Spicing Up Your 20s book club. So that's a possibility. I'm not sure if that's going to be it, but I still would like to read that this month. So I'm pretty sure that's everything that we needed to get off the, like, put on the table, you know, housekeeping is done. So let's jump into the rolls. Okay, so for the chance and community shelf cards, we're just gonna use my cards from my TBR game that have already been used instead of having to print off new things. So let's start roll number 1. We need to roll the dice twice because I only have 1. So 3 and 6 is 9. 1, 2, 3, 9. Buildings. Okay, so the first roll that we got is buildings on the cover. So for this, it's pretty self-explanatory. The book needs to have buildings on the cover, and so for this book, I have picked Last Night at the Telegraph Club because you can see buildings on the cover. I love this cover. Anyway, this is about a girl who is kind of like realizing that she likes other girls, kind of coming to terms with her sexuality in 1954, but she has a lot to deal with, including the fact that it is the McCarthy era and her father is being investigated for being a communist. So there is a lot of kind of pressure on her in her life, but she meets this other girl that she really likes. And so yeah, this is a queer romance, historical fiction with an Asian main character. So I'm really excited. The parts of this I've read so far I really enjoyed, which is why I didn't DNF it. I just didn't have the time to keep reading it. So looking forward to putting this one on the TBR. Okay, roll number 2. 2 and 1 is 3. 1, 2, 3. Poll pick. Okay, so the second roll or move that we had was poll pick. So I actually posted, there's a lot of trucks outside, I'm sorry. I actually posted 2 polls, one on my Instagram and one on my Twitter. And I gave 4 options on Instagram and only 3 on Twitter because I could not fit the freaking book title into the Twitter poll thing. Also, I left that one upstairs, so we'll just put a photo on the screen. But the books that I chose for this were all nonfictions or kind of memoirs or essays kind of books. So the first one I picked for the poll is Men Who Hate Women, The Extremism Nobody Is Talking About by Laura Bates. I've talked about this before. I hauled it a few videos ago, but essentially it is a deep dive into how incel culture and like meninism, I guess you would say, is built on online communities, which is fascinating to me and I want to learn more about it. So I put this one on there. The next pick was I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy, which is the I don't know what constitutes like a memoir versus a biography, but anyway, it's Jeanette McCurdy's book. She played Sam in iCarly and also in Cat and Sam, and she kind of grew up as a Nickelodeon and Disney actress. I guess Nickelodeon only, probably not Disney. But anyway, this kind of talks about like all of the trauma she went through as a child. Her mother was extremely manipulative, and yeah, I'm really excited to read this, hopefully this month, or just soon. I've heard it's a really difficult read in terms of content, but I'm really excited. I've heard really good things. Then I put The 2000s Made Me Gay by Grace Perry, which is a essay kind of, yeah, an essay compilation. What am I trying to say? A series of essays about how culture in the 2000s impacted queer kids, I guess. So it kind of talks about like Katy Perry, Gossip Girl, Mean Girls, a bunch of different things. I'm really excited for this one. And the last one that was on the list that I did not remember to bring down is Please Do Not Sit on My Bed in Your Outside Clothes by, what is her name? Phoebe Robinson. This is an essay collection as well. I bought this because I've never related to a title more. Like, I need a separation between outside clothes and inside clothes on my bed at all times. So I started reading this a few months ago, I think 1 month where I wasn't doing a TBR. And I really liked it, but I didn't finish it, so I added that one to the list as well. And basically everyone on Instagram and most people on Twitter wanted me to read I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy, which is not surprising. I was positive this one was gonna win. So this one will be added to the TBR for poll pick. I'm excited. I think it's just gonna be a bit of a difficult read. Okay. Roll number 3, 6, and 3 is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Emoji. Roll number 3 was random emoji, so I'm going to show you the random emoji that we generated here on the screen, and it was this movie camera thingy. And for this one I actually picked The 2000s Made Me Gay because it didn't win the poll, and it does talk about TV and movies, which definitely fits the emoji, so I will be adding this one to the TBR as well. I'm not going to tell you about it again because I just did, but another nonfiction essay collection added to the TBR. Roll number 4, 4, and 6 is 10. 10. So first person perspective. Okay, then role number 4 was first person point of view, and for this one I am going to be reading Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. This is her brand new book. I bought it last week in Vancouver. This is, I've heard from people this is essentially the love hypothesis rewritten with different characters, but my mom just finished it and she said she does not feel that way about it. Essentially, it is about a girl who, her name's B, and she believes she lives by the code, what would Marie Curie do? Oh, my memory card is running out of space. Okay. And anyway, so I'm just gonna read you the back. If NASA offered Marie her dream neuroengineering project, she would accept it without hesitation. Duh, but the mother of modern physics never had to co-lead with Levi Ward. Sure, Levi has soul-piercing eyes, and sure, he caught her in his powerful, corded arms like a romance novel hero when she accidentally damseled in distress on her first day in the lab, but Levi has made his feelings toward Bee clear in grad school. Arch enemies work best when employed in their own galaxies far, far away. Now her equipment is missing, the staff ignores her, and Bee finds her floundering career in somewhat of a pickle. Perhaps it's her occipital cortex playing tricks on her, but Bee could swear she sees Levi softening into an ally, backing her plays, devouring her with those eyes, and the possibilities have all of her neurons firing. But when it comes time to actually make a move and put her heart on the line, there's only one question that matters. What will Bee Konigsweiger do? So I don't know why I love her book so much, because I don't like science. I mean, I like science, but I do not like participating in science. I did not study science. I did not do well in science in school, but just the way she writes romance, it's just so cute, and I'm really looking forward to reading another one by her, so adding this to the TBR. Roll number 5, 4, and 6 is 10 again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, lowest rated. Okay, the next roll is lowest rated on TBR, so I will show you here. The lowest rated on my TBR is Insatiable by Daisy Buchanan, and I bought this in Europe, so I've recently kind of summarized it, but essentially it's about a woman who wants her life to be better, and she meets a girl who invites her into a startup and also into her relationship with her husband. And yeah, it's I don't know, I've heard it's quite spicy. I saw it on TikTok recommended to me, and I found it in Europe, so I decided to pick it up, and apparently it is the lowest rated. I'm hoping that's just because it's not overly well known and not because it's bad. But anyway, we are going to throw this one on the list for lowest rated, and I'm going to change my memory card and be right back. Okay, that was number 5, so number 6, 1, and 6 is 7, 1, 2, 3, 7, pattern and text. Okay, we're back. So the next roll is pattern or text on the cover, and my tentative choice for this is Artemis Made Me Do It by Trista Mateer, which is the sequel to Aphrodite Made Me Do It. I loved this book, and I'm very excited for the sequel. Well, I don't know if it's a sequel or technically just like another one of her books to come out, but I do love her poetry, and it is just the most stunning book. So I'm hoping Artemis will be the same, and basically the cover is very similar. It's mostly text, so I'm counting that for this. It comes out on September 6th, so it really just kind of depends on if I decide to pre-order it, if there are any copies in the city, when it comes, all those kinds of things. But I think that's what I'll be picking. But again, this is one I'm willing to replace depending on what my other book club picks end up being. So I did love Aphrodite Made Me Do It. It's kind of a poetry slash self-help slash art kind of compilation that has to do with Greek gods and also just like being a woman. So very excited. Roll number 6, 4, and 6, 10 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Favorite setting. For the next roll, we had favorite setting. This one was really difficult for me, and I've seen some other people play the game and they picked like a favorite general setting, like school or, well, library or things. Me, I decided to go with a setting that I really like as a book in a series I'm currently reading because I love the world that it is set in and I love the location. So for that, I'm going to be reading A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. This is a novella that's kind of unnecessary to read. It's kind of like a 0.5 book, you know, in the series. But as I've been reading A Court of War and Ruin this month, I've been really realizing that I just love kind of the banter between the characters, love the setting, and I just kind of want to see them existing as normal. And so I wanted to read this one. I've heard you don't have to, but it's short. And yeah, so this is between A Court of Wings and Ruin and A Court of Silver Flames. And it says Feyre's first winter, well, I don't want to spoil anything actually. Anyway, it's kind of about an event that is coming, but also her past is kind of like overshadowing everything. So this is going to be on the list for favorite setting, and we shall see if it is worth. Roll number 7, 4, and 1 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is letter. Roll number 8, which should have been the last roll, but I was confused, is random letter. So I'll pop the random letter generator up here. And the random letter that we got is T. And so for this book, I'm going to be reading Harrow the Ninth by Tamsin Moyer. Tamsin starts with a T, so it all works out. This is the sequel to Gideon the Ninth, which I read this month. I can't believe I only read it in August. My wrap-up will be coming next week, but it was freaking fantastic. So I bought the second one. I don't even own the first one yet, but I bought the second one. And I'm not gonna like give a lot away, but essentially, Tamsin Moyer continues the story of the penumbral Ninth House in Harrow the Ninth, a mind-twisting puzzle box of mystery, murder, magic, and mayhem. Nothing is as it seems in the halls of the Emperor, and the fate of the galaxy rests on one woman's shoulders. So I'm very excited to read this. Also, the third one is coming out this month, I believe. So that is perfect timing because then once I'm done, I'll be able to read the third one, which I believe is called Nona the Ninth. So I'm very excited for this, and I almost started it this month, but I didn't get to it in time. And the last roll, 6 and 4 is 10. Community shelf. So we will mix these ones up. And this card is Acid Betty, which is a hardcover. Ninth roll, we picked up a card from my deck, and we got Acid Betty, which is a hardcover. And for this, I'm going to be reading a book that I don't currently have because it actually comes out next week. Or no, it comes out tomorrow, you guys. It comes out tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna go get it tomorrow. Watch the vlog that comes after this for that, but it comes out tomorrow. Anyway, it is The Final Gambit, which is the third book in the Inheritance Games and Hawthorne Legacy series. It is the final book. I'm like scared to read it because I hate when series end, but I love those books so much. I devour them so fast and I just can't wait for another one. But like, you know, it's like a catch-22. Like, I don't want it to end, but I also want to read it. And anyway, I'm so excited. It's gonna be a hardcover because it comes out brand new tomorrow. So that is gonna slot right in there for the hardcover prompt. Essentially, the Inheritance Games is about a girl who is told randomly that she has inherited millions of dollars from this man she's never met before in her life, and the only way to obtain the full inheritance is to live in the house that the man used to live in with his 4 grandsons and the rest of his family, who all believe that the inheritance belongs to them, and they don't know why the grandfather gave it to her. So that's the first book, and it kind of goes along through there. I love the grandsons. They are great. So I can't wait to see how it all ends. And yeah, I'm really excited. So those are all the books I will be reading for the month of September, trying to, from Becca's Bookoplathon. I'm gonna try and pick them all up. My camera overheated, so we're just gonna run through all of the books quickly. We have Last Night at the Telegraph Club for Buildings on the Cover. We have I'm Glad My Mom Died for Pole Pick, Love on the Brain for First Person Point of View, Insatiable for Lowest Rated, Artemis Made Me Do It for Text on the Cover, A Court of Frost and Starlight for Favorite Setting, Harrow the Ninth for Random Letter, and the 2000s Made Me Gay for Random Emoji. Ta-da! Oh, and we have the Final Gambit for hardcover. All right, so that is my Becca's Bookoplathon TBR. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching. Let me know if you're participating and what books some of the books you're reading are down below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!